Okay. Thumbnail. One second. Gotta update some stuff on the YouTube side. They added some video options, message delay, and select where to redirect viewers. Oh, just like Twitch. That's cool. Okay. So that's set. Oh, I gotta check Twitch first. Okay, that took longer than I thought. Let's get started. Okay, so where do we leave off? So I think we beat the boss last time. There's a extraordinary thermal sense, the power goes out of control. I forgot what level I am. 13. Let's give it a shot. Wow, losing that background lighting made it really dark. This must have been the chest. Where did you go? There you are. I've never seen that before. Sweet. Almost missed that chest there. legendary, sweet. Let's check that out real quick. Legendary Greatsword. Whenever you perform a takedown, gain 2% Archon Fury charge and plus 38% Archon Fury charge speed. 10 seconds. Okay. Oh, this has more DPS. I like the bonuses on this more, though. I think I'm going to go with this for now. Nope, we're going to keep that one. That actually works because the weapon is earth damage. Let's try that one. 48 spirit. Like that too. Okay, we got skill point. Plus 3% health recovery. Let's see, banners. Plus 5%. Plus 5% banner over health. Plus 1% crit hit chance. Kind of like that. L2 plus circle. those hits are fast. Yikes. Ouch. Ouch. Got it. Okie dokie. What's the augment that we got last time? Augments. Gain 3% weapon technique charge whenever you defeat an enemy. It's 15% ailment duration, okay. Okay, we're ready for this for sure. Let's do this.
Orin, be careful. The Abyssians are violent creatures. They live to dominate others and inflict pain.
I despise these things.
I should have done that other bonus objective. Whoops. Hold on. Ooh, what's this? Crystalline Tear. don't see the third blue vial. You see that though. I am not going to leave without it. There's so much blue on the map, it's just hard to see. If you see it, speak up. See what's back this way. Could it be back in this other area? They're usually not that far away. Bless you. Alright, we're gonna move on. Never seen that before. Oh, that's a bonus.
Another seal.
I can shatter it if you gather enough energy from it. We're in luck. There are rich Ethereum sources close by.
Okay.
This is a bottom feeder.
The Abyssians use them to harvest Ethereum.
Oh. Thought he was gonna attack, not just run at me. Come on.
If you can defeat more of those creatures, I'll have enough energy to shatter the Ethereum seal.
Let's go up here real quick. Oh, I think it points. I didn't notice that before, but it points in the direction. That's nifty. Good to know. one more.
Well done, Orin. Let's return to the asylum.
Let's see what's inside.
The power source is through those doors.
Understood.
We are on guard. These are not statues.
I'm ready.
Is there a time limit or something? is it not highlighting? Okay. I'll be back in 1 second. So this streaming laptop I'm using is super finicky. The hinge is broken and the power plug is also basically broken. So right now it's not even charging. It's hard to... I have to get it, like, kind of finagle it to get it in the right position. There we go. I think it's on for now. Yeah. A scare there. It does have full battery, so it probably would last till the end of the stream, but yeah, if this laptop dies, I don't really have a backup. So okay, where were we? So we just got the chest from the 3 vials. So we're gonna keep going this way. It doesn't feel like there's anything that indicates how much time I have. Or is it the number of enemies, maybe? Forgetting I can't block the red attacks. I'll get out of my way.
Something just woke up.
Something just woke up. It's your toddler. They need to go potty.
A fire creature in the water realm. It must be one of their prisoners.
I'll set it free.
Okay. Sure thing. What? Ow. And I feel like I'm not doing any damage to this thing at all. Do I have to stagger it to... Okay. Okay, that's doing huge chunks of damage, alright. Unstoppable Force rank 1 achieved. What's that? What is that? It sounds cool. Reach the Twilight Beacon. I didn't notice that was a face first time. So I think we're going to start our discussion topic soon. Oh, I was trying to do this earlier, but it didn't let me. Okay. This is probably why. Story mission complete. I did get 3 of the 5 statues, but I honestly have no clue where the other 2 are. So... yeah, I'll probably just... if it even lets me continue, I'll probably still go back to the Sanctum anyway. Yeah, it didn't let me. Favorite voice actor.
The Seventh Sanctum. She's sick.
The rites of ascension were not made to be used on a construct. There were bound to be side effects.
She's a person.
Yes, she thinks, she feels, but she's not a Valorian. We were made by the Archons to be their vessels. She was not.
So the Ethereum. It could kill her.
She knew the risks. But do not assume the worst yet, Orin. We don't know what will happen.
Okay.
The barrier is down.
You are making good progress.
And you're getting sicker.
I'm on my journey. Same as you.
It's the Earth Ethereum you took from Zamora. That's what is making you ill. Because you're not a Valorian.
Perhaps. But that elemental Ethereum is the key. Without it, nothing else matters. So let's continue. Lunara's shelter no longer has the protection of Macros' magical barrier. But it is still
Opened up a bunch of stuff. Okay.
To open it,
So it's a
you will
unique
need
mission.
to
Explore
gather
the
more
realm.
realm
Oh.
sigils.
Challenges in the secrets of the realm. Okay. So they had that in the previous zone too, I think. Yeah. Oh, this is new. Infiltrate Vargol's stronghold. So that unlocked. So what's the point of unlocking beacons then? I thought unlocking beacons was what unlocked each of these different missions. Not the story missions, but like the hunts and the unique mission. Maybe I'm wrong about that. So this is a level 15. Or 17. We have 2 skill points now. Resistance, spirit, vitality. Your parry window is 10% longer. Plus 10% shield damage. Weapon technique damage. Kind of like that. I'm starting to use the techniques more, so maybe do that one and then an extra point in vitality. Pretty much just dismantling anything that's green. I don't see a reason to keep anything green or white. Okay. So let's check the equipment real fast, because I think there might have been some new stuff. So this has +4 over health, plus 35% ailment power, plus 46% damage for each type of ailment on the enemy. Ailment. So how do you apply an ailment? Is that like earth, wind, or earth, fire, water, whatever? Like the damage types? Excuse me. Okay, I think we're in good company. Can we do anything at the forge? Let's see, which is the... I wonder if I should just have both. Oh, they don't let you equip two of the same item. Okay. Darn. Just upgrades the primary stat. I don't think it's worth it at this point because I'm going to be replacing gear so fast, like so frequently, that I don't think it's worth it. So the previous realm had a new mission here. Let's try this one. Kind of go as things open up. So, I wanted to get started on the discussion for tonight. and we're about to wrap up kind of a big milestone because we've talked through 5 different major topics, and our 5th, if you've been tuning in on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays normally. Last week was Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday because I was gone at a wedding this last weekend, so I didn't stream on Thursday. But typically I'll be streaming Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, and possibly also Wednesday. So if you've been tuning in recently, you've heard the various different topics that we've been through. And as I brought up a couple of weeks ago now, my faith is the most important part of who I am. And I also love video games. And so this is a great opportunity for us to just kind of chill and play and also talk about my faith and why I believe what I believe and what are the interesting things about it. So we've talked a little bit about my story, kind of how I grew up when I started to believe in Christ, and then we talked a little bit about what Christianity is, what does it take to become a Christian. We've talked about how faith changes our life, what are the ways that God works through us after we become a believer, and then we've talked about some miscellaneous topics like, why am I talking about this on stream? What do I have to gain from saying these things? What do you have to gain? And then we also talked about some kind of how misinformation about Christianity has spread, specifically in the context of TV shows, movies, and many, many video games. And then the last topic is tough questions. So basically responses to objections about Christianity. And we've talked about, so far I made a list of 5, and this isn't a comprehensive list, it's just 5 of the most common objections. And we've already covered the first 4. And in order, they were, what do we do about evil in the world? What's our answer for that? Is Christianity the only way to God, to salvation? What about heaven and hell? Is number 3. How can a all-loving, all-powerful, all-knowing God send people to hell? So we addressed that issue. And then number 4 was, why do Christians seem hypocritical at times? And I think that's what we covered last Wednesday, if I recall correctly. Then the 5th and final objection that we're going to talk about for now anyway is the idea that, hey, I want to live my life the way I want to live it, and I don't want anyone else to dictate what I do or believe or think. And basically the autonomy objection. So I kind of have, I'll kind of set up what the objection is the way I've frequently heard it, and then there's going to be 4. I have 4 responses to it that we'll work through. So the way I've typically heard the objection is basically when people think that Christianity is really just a set of rules, that following the Bible means I got to do X, Y, and Z things, and if I don't, then I'm a bad person. If I don't, then God's not going to love me, and it's just more things I have to follow, and I don't like following orders, I don't like authority, I don't like other people telling me what to do, and I mean, just from a cultural standpoint, obviously maybe it's not obvious, but I am streaming from California inside the United States, so I'm an American. And so when I talk about culture, I'm specifically talking about the culture in my own experience, unless I mention otherwise. So I'm specifically talking about American culture, that we tend to be very anti-authoritarian, and more so in recent years. That hasn't always been true, but we, especially the younger generations, have grown to be more and more anti-authoritarian. We like being independent. We like thinking for ourselves. We like living life the way we want to live it. And so that isn't unique to young people, but it's certainly something that's grown amongst young people over time. And so that attitude or that disposition that people have is very it seemingly conflicts, and in many ways it does in reality conflict with being a Christian. And so how do we address that? How do we handle the idea that people want to be for someone that has the objection, hey, like I want to do things my way, and Christianity just sort of seems to be a set of rules that I have to follow. So I think basically we can break it down into two different categories of responses to that. First is how do we correct the misinformation or the ignorance about what Christianity actually is and what the Bible is and what it teaches, etc. So that when someone says something like, oh, it's just a set of rules, that's wrong, and so that needs to be corrected. But then also, how do we address the idea of authority and kind of anti-authoritarianism and individualism? Can't those be good sometimes, and how do we square that with following the commandments of God? So I think so if we break it into kind of those two categories, we'll respond to this objection with four main responses. And I had a specific order I wanted to go through, so let me just finish this Sunflare orb real fast, and then we'll go over the notes. I don't remember offhand which response was first. So the first one was, oh yeah, so the first one was, we have to ask ourselves, and just be honest. Of course, if we're not honest, then none of this discussion is going to get us anywhere. We have to be honest about ourselves and our thought processes. So, in an attempt to be honest, let's start by asking ourselves the question, do we always know what is best for us? Just plain and simple, do we always know that? And I think if we're being honest, we would say, no, we don't always know that. Throughout our lives, we've had various people, our parents, and if we were raised primarily by parents, some people were raised by grandparents, aunts and uncles, friends. Maybe you were adopted, so you were raised by non-blood parents. But regardless, whoever was that, whoever were those parent figures in your life, they have, devoted a lot of time and effort and love and energy into helping you down a fruitful path in life. And oftentimes when we're younger, especially, and when I say younger, I'm really talking about like high school and earlier, especially during those times, that we make really poor decisions. People tend to be very immature, relatively speaking, and we need people to help kind of set us straight. So that's one time in our life where we definitely need correction, we need help, we need wise people to help us discern things. And the hope is that by living under the love and care of those kinds of people, that we learn how to discern those things for ourselves as we grow up and we experience the world for ourselves, that we learn how to discern what is good for us based on the lessons we learned from those that are older and wiser. So that kind of takes us through like the high school age, where, I mean, I can just say honestly about myself that like I made tons of bad decisions in high school. I was an immature person in high school, and of course I'm speaking relative to who I am now. I'm still growing and learning a lot as a person, but I certainly know a heck of a lot more now, and I'm much more wise and understanding and knowledgeable now than I was when I was 17, 18. I'm 30 years old. I mean, the last 12, 13 years have been huge in terms of growing in those areas. So it's to be expected that we are not always going to know what's best for us. And even as we get to be a certain age, 30s, 40s, when that maturity really should be setting in naturally through our own life experience, we still don't always know what's best for us. We still need our husbands, our wives, or even our kids, our best friends, our communities to help correct us at times. So the idea that, hey, I know what's best for me always, that's just false. I think we can agree that just from a fundamental standpoint, that's not true. We know that from our experience. I don't need to like prove that logically. We know that to be true. X. Let's take this guy out first. X. Okay, let's switch. Get some polarity damage in there. Take out that guy. There we go. Sweet. Okay, so that's response number 1. Now, response number 2 is coming at it from the scriptural angle, or the Christian angle, which is, and we've talked about this ad nauseum on this channel, that we are broken. That one of the important doctrines of Christianity is that of original sin, and how mankind is inherently sinful and broken and in need of rescue, and that we have a tendency to be and do evil without the intervention of God and His Spirit. So because of that, it's no surprise at all that we would be making poor decisions throughout our lifetime, even if we think we're mature, or even if we think we've matured a lot, that there's still oftentimes fatal flaws in our decision-making process, in our ability to love and understand and be around and treat other people well. So that's just, like, if you can even accept the idea as a starting point that, hey, we're broken, we mess up a lot, even if you don't accept Christianity yet, you can still say, well, I at least know for a fact that that move reminds me of that one move from Middle-earth Shadow of Mordor, where you turn into the Wraith and you teleport across the map. That was one of the most fun moves I've ever experienced in a video game before. So because we're broken inherently, we tend to make bad decisions. We tend to fail often. We tend to fall short in a variety of different ways, pretty much every way. And so therefore, as a consequence of that, it's just natural that we would also not know what's best for us, that we would in fact often act against our best interest and against the best interest of others. So if you're clamoring at this point and saying, well, just because I may not know what's best for me always, that doesn't mean that I shouldn't have the ability to make decisions for myself. And I would say, well, you still do have the ability to make decisions for yourself as a Christian. The difference is that you hold yourself responsible for when you fall short of God's commands. And you understand why you fall short of God's commands so frequently, because you're broken. So that would be my response to that. So that was response number 2. So first we've covered, response number 1 was that we don't always know what's best for us. And we discussed kind of our anecdotal experience. The second response is that our brokenness, our sin nature, keeps us from making good decisions all the time. And our third response, 3 out of 4, is that we, in order to be able to say whether a decision is good or bad for us, or even good or bad for other people, good or bad relative to what? What's our standard for determining whether something is good or bad, whether it's wise or unwise, whether it helps or hurts us or other people? And ethicists and philosophers have been debating and writing and discoursing over that question for ever since the beginning of humankind, just about. And the question always comes back to relative to what? What's our standard? Without some sort of objective standard to determine what is good, then how do we know whether we're doing the right thing? And therefore, how do we know that what we're doing is good for us and others? So as Christians, we believe that God is an external, objective source of morality and goodness. And from his nature flows the goodness by which we learn to live a life that is pleasing to him. And we have our best example of that was the person of Jesus. When he came to earth and lived out his earthly ministry, he showed us how to live. And it was completely revolutionary at the time, and there's never been anything before or since that has come close to just completely shattering conceptions about what about sort of the standard for living. And what Jesus made clear in his life is that we simply do not have the capacity as humans to be able to live out the life that God has designed us for, and that Christ had to die for our sins and bridge that gap, because we simply can't do it on our own. So if we say, well, I don't want someone else to tell me what's good for me, I know what's best. Well, number one, you have to be able to say best relative to what? You may arbitrarily create some standard of goodness or self-benefit, but that's always by nature going to be selfish. And even if you think it's altruistic and that you're benefiting other people, how do you know that what you're doing for those other people is the best thing or the right thing? There has to be some standard by which you make that evaluation. And as a Christian, we're given what that standard is, and that is God and His nature as being perfectly good, and therefore all commands from Him flow from His nature to us, and He has revealed in His Word what goodness is and how to act. And we fall short of that all the time, and we talked about that under the fourth objection, which was Christians being hypocritical. Sometimes people think, oh, well, that we're hypocritical. Well, that's because we fall short of God's standard, even though we believe in Him. He never promised us that just believing in Him would mean that we suddenly would be obedient all the time. He promised us that He would make us more like Him, but that takes time. It's a lifelong process, and even when we die, we still don't fulfill perfection in that area. It still takes a final transformation that does make us perfect and capable of spending eternity with Him. So that's a little bit of a sidetrack, but basically that's your crash course on objective morality and being able to see the right thing. You have to have a standard for what is right, and in identifying that standard, you're then able to live out consistently what is best, and that is not a standard that came from yourself. It's a standard that came from God. Okay, so that was number 3. So number 4, I wrote out a little thing on this, so I'm gonna finish this little fight here and then read it, and then I'll explain. What? I dodged that. So how do I know if a shield is going to knock someone over? Is that just because their stagger bar was almost maxed out, or? Okay, so the fourth response was, so we can't just think of God's intent for our lives as a set of rules, even though part of our duty is to obey His commands. He died for us so we could have the fullness of life. Who wouldn't want to repay that with gratitude? God deserves everything, we deserve nothing. So there's a few things in there. But to summarize the response in 1 or 2 words, I guess I would say that well, in a short sentence, we want to follow God's commands. Knowing who God is and what He's done for us will and should make us want to obey His commands, to accept His authority in our lives and say, look, He's God. He knows what's best for us. So first of all, our relationship with God is not just defined by a set of rules. It's dodged that. Really? Alright. Almost got my polarity attack up. Ouch. X. Gotta take out these shaman. Ah.
Are you tired, Orin?
Oh, thanks, man. Try making better use of your weapon text. Yeah, I know. I keep forgetting. I'm trying. I'm a little confused because I think I just need to reread like the button commands because the southern and northern techniques, like I think I kind of have those down, but then there's sometimes where I'll press L2 for example, and then I know I can do the circle attack, which is the slam, and then there's the spin attack, but there's like a couple different versions of it. There's the one where I kind of teleport across the screen, like, let's see, let me just show you that one. So there's this one. I don't remember which one, whether that one's southern or northern. But then there's... yeah, I don't know what that is. This fight's not going as well. See, I thought I dodged that, or blocked that, sorry.
You need to be stronger.
Yeah, see that right there, like what was that? Oh, is the technique different depending on the weapon type you have? Is that what's confusing me? I saw your comment there, let me... So, it sounds like you're saying the northern technique with longsword makes you immune. Let's see, I'll go focus for a second. Oh, yikes. Your northern tech with longsword makes you damage immune for its duration. Oh, okay. So I can't get attacked. Okay. That was your southern tech with greatsword. Okay, so I just need to learn how the different techs vary based on the weapon type that I have. That's good to know. I thought I dodged that. Good.
We can always
It's not frustrating. I just feel like it's actually a good fight. It feels very fair. I'm just not doing a good job. I think I'm just not as used to the slow greatsword attacks. I'm trying to just wait for polarity to build up before I switch. Yeah, those wind-ups, I'm getting killed every time I want to block. Staggered him. There we go. That guy should be up on D-pad. Okay. Sorry, this isn't the run anyway. Place your banner to get overhealth if you have one. Oh, I was wondering about that. Okay, so that is, you do have to press a button to activate that. Okay, I thought that was true, but I there was never anything that said what the button was for that, I don't think. Or maybe I just missed it. Okay, I'll try using that this time. I also think I'm just getting kind of greedy too. I'm switching weapons. Like, it's driving me crazy. Yikes.
You know, I can't actually move without you.
Get banners give you overhealth over time, so place them early. Okay, that makes sense. Greatsword is better at mob clears, not mid boss and bosses. Yeah, that I feel like that makes sense based on how I'm playing. The slow attacks, the slow wind-ups make it really hard to block and dodge time well. Hold your L2 button and 0... Oh, and circle to increase the damage bonus of your Sundering Slam. The best time to apply this is when you've staggered the boss. It can increase damage up to 20% plus depending on your skill points. Oh, that's a good idea. I didn't think to do that. I didn't think to do that while he's staggered. I haven't been able to get him staggered more than like once or twice so far. Out of time. And he's getting healed now, which is just fantastic. Ugh. A little bit of health back there. Tapping it only does 5%. Greatsword does do more staggered breach damage than Longsword. Yeah. My timing for that's terrible, but I'll try at least getting him staggered initially with the Greatsword, and then we'll see. I'm just terrible at the block timing. What? So used to games with animation canceling where I can like block partway through an attack. It's really hurting me that I can't do that. You can dodge out of your charged heavy attacks so long as you don't fire the move off. You'll hold sword up without swinging. Okay. I guess I can try that. It's okay. Okay. part of this is I'm just getting too greedy too. Ouch.
Let's keep going.
This is by... yeah, I ran out of time. This has by far been the hardest boss or mini-boss I've faced so far. Everything else has been... not necessarily a breeze, but like... not too difficult. Yeah, it was starting to get better, I ran out of time. So I'll just blast through the level to get to the boss. No exploration, just want to get right back in the fight. That fight's teaching me a lot about the various skills and stuff that I have. And I appreciate your input as well, Saxon, that helps a lot. I'm a noob and clearly you're not. Ouch. Yeah, that's fair. That's a good idea. I haven't really spent much time reading the codex. And yeah, I think I agree. It's definitely not a noob-friendly game. I mean, I've played other, like... I have played other games that have move sets and stuff. It's just the thing for me is, like, when you have all these abilities that you kind of learn so quickly, it's easily overwhelming and you forget all the different moves and stuff that you have, especially if you're in a stressful combat situation. Yeah, it does kind of feel that way. Like the skill page explains. Isn't there supposed to be some sort of teleporting thing up there? The skill page explains some things, but like I really don't think there was anything that told me that I needed to press up on the D-pad to activate the banner. Like, that's one example. So I'm confused about this waypoint. Wasn't there a sunflare orb here originally? Oh, wait. Oh, do I have to be up there? Hold on. Oh, maybe that's what I was doing wrong. The waypoint bugs where I'm at. Yeah, it looks like I have to go up that bridge. Okay, so this is the way. Okay, good. Oh, I didn't even realize I was low health. Okay. I'm so eager to get back to the boss. Whoa.
We can always try again.
Seriously? Try paying attention to how your weapons build their charge. Some build naturally over time, some require that you continually hit enemies. Hey Deadly Meg. Yeah, you did? Yeah, I just got it like not that long ago, a few days ago. So I'm still doing the campaign. Shield throws knock over weaker mobs, leaving them open to a takedown. Okay. I guess I should probably take these guys out first. So what I don't understand yet is when my weapon is filling yellow like that, like what is that? Because I know the bars above it are for my techniques, but I don't know what the bar in the weapon is for. Immune to damage during a takedown animation. Oh, you're saying when you do the... Yeah, you're immune to damage during a takedown animation. Yeah, I think I knew that. Oh, it's a rampage. So it just increases my damage. Yeah, see that? I think that was totally unexplained. Finally. That's rampage. The more you attack it builds. Once full, it rapidly drains but increases your damage by 20%. Okay. The rampage skill calls it out once leveled in your skill tree. Yeah, see, I don't know if I have that skill. I might. I probably do, and I just forgot. Yeah. Okay. Lose rampage if you don't hit an enemy for 10 seconds. So I only have 5% crit hit chance right now. Wondering if I should level one of these other stats or one of these other skills. Plus 10% weapon technique damage. I got yeah, see, I haven't figured out how to do this at all. Properly time R1 after weapon attacks to unleash a weapon timing attack. I don't think I've ever pulled that off. During a timing window, press R2 to perform a heavy timing attack. If Rampage is active, this attack will consume Rampage and deal plus 500% damage. That sounds great, but I don't know how to use that. So, okay, we'll just keep going. Is it that white burst? Ah, okay, I have done that before. There we go. Yeah, it's like Neo. Have you played Neo before? Like the Kai pulse or the key pulse, however you pronounce it. That's like really hard to pay attention to that when you're also trying to watch enemies. Okay, I only got 27 minutes. I'm gonna need that time. Animation locked during a time and talk, so don't spam it. Yeah, that makes sense. Yes, I'm trying to do it. It's just so hard to pay attention, like with all the particle effects on the screen. There we go. I got it once. That's gonna take a lot of practice. Oh yeah, totally, man. Thanks so much for coming out. I really appreciate it. I actually got to go to bed and get up for work tomorrow as well soon too. So I'm gonna try this boss, and then if I can't beat him after a couple tries, I'll try it again tomorrow. But yeah, thanks so much for logging in and coming to my channel. Really appreciate it. I also do discussion topics too on this channel, so if you want to drop by, I usually stream on Mondays, Tuesdays, Thursdays, sometimes Wednesdays. Tomorrow I'm probably going to be checking out the Wakanda expansion for Marvel's Avengers, if you're familiar with that game. But I will be back to Godfall, because I'm loving this. I'm absolutely loving it. Don't understand at all what all the hate was about. This game's great. Really my cup of tea. COD Killer King. Yeah, totally, man. For sure. Once I get, I'm assuming you're talking about Godfall co-op, unless maybe you're talking about Avengers. I don't know. Either one, I'd be down to play with you. I'll try to add you tomorrow. Thanks, man. I appreciate it a lot. Looking forward to seeing you again in the channel. Have a great work day tomorrow, and hopefully I'll see you tomorrow night. Peace out. Deadly Mage, are you still in chat? I was curious. You said you just got this game. I was curious what your experience has been like so far. What you like, don't like. Because this game's gotten a lot of bad press, and so far I'm loving it. So I don't really understand what all the hubbub is about. Alright, here we go. Moment of truth. Can I do this quickly? Oh, heck yeah. Heck yeah. First try. First try. First try after like 20 tries. Cool. Awesome. Oh, that's my call to go to bed. I'm late for bedtime. Gotta get up and work tomorrow. Alright, so that'll be it for tonight. I am going to be on tomorrow. We're going to do... we're going to check out the Wakanda expansion for Marvel's Avengers. We're probably going to be doing that for the next 3 or 4 streams. Kind of depends on how much content there is, how good it is, etc. Not really clear on that yet. So we'll play that by ear, and then I'll be dipping back into Godfall as soon as that dries up. So I feel like I'm finally starting to get into groove with the move sets and the abilities, and Saxon, you were really helpful with that tonight. So I feel like I'm kind of getting a grip on that. So I don't want to get too far away from playing the game, because then I'm gonna forget the moves and all that. So yeah, expect Avengers this week for sure, and then probably starting up again next week sometime we'll come back into Godfall. But yeah, thanks so much for dropping in. If you liked what you saw, go ahead and hit the subscribe button on YouTube. Follow me on Twitch. Hit the like button as well on YouTube. And yeah, just really appreciate you guys. Any amount of time that you guys spend in the channel is always really appreciated. We also do discussion topics on this channel. As I mentioned before, my faith is really important to me, so we talk about Christianity, and this is a channel where I emphasize critical thinking and loving, patient, gracious discussion about things. So appreciate those of you that have engaged in chat so far and been part of that discussion, and the cordialness that you've shown. If cordialness, I don't think that's actually a word, but you've been cordial so far. So tonight we finished our responses to objections against Christianity, and we're going to loop back around and start talking about the basics of Christianity again tomorrow night, while we grind up Black Panther. So that didn't sound right. That's not how I meant to say that. While we grind the character, level up Black Panther. There we go. That's better. And we're going to do some more discussion topics. So, yeah. Thanks so much for coming out, guys. I am late, so I'm going to I have to head out, but I'll see you guys tomorrow night. God bless and have a wonderful day. Take care.